Alright then, this could be a long one. It's 6 things we learned about Chelsea winning 4-3 at the Madejski Stadium away at Reading. Welcome back to the George Benson football channel. This is a series where we look back on the match we have just witnessed, we talk about the positives, we talk about the negatives, we talk about how we can move forward, and we talk about the things that we hope not to see again. I am going to give a bonus point in this video today, and it could take up a little bit of the start as a result of going to Reading versus Chelsea today, is that there are some serious organisational issues at Reading Football Club that need to be addressed pretty quick. Rocked up at just gone 2 PM and got to the back of the line, which, by the way, if you wanted to do like a perimeter tour of the Madejski Stadium today, it would have been the perfect time to do so. It was full of people just queuing around the whole flipping stadium to collect tickets. Now, I didn't order my tickets until 2 days ago because I didn't even know I was going to be in the country. It was a last minute thing. I made an account on the Reading website. I had to because the Chelsea allocation had sold out. They gave 2,200 away tickets to Chelsea, which is about half of the south stand of the Madejski Stadium, yet they didn't even get close to selling out the home end, so Chelsea could have probably had double that allocation, probably would have still sold out. Then we wouldn't have this whole conversation about people like me, Chelsea fans, in the home end. It's what we had to do. I wanted to go to the game, so I bought a ticket in the home end. I wasn't one of the guys who was stood at the back singing Chelsea songs, trying to antagonise some of the Reading fans, but Reading fans aren't really known for singing that much anyway, so it kind of was a bit obvious when the Chelsea fans were making noise because they were the only ones making noise. The problem is, I got there 50 minutes early. Reading actually said before the game today, this morning, they said, get there early. I got there early. Come on, it's Reading. You were a Premier League club about 6 or 7 years ago, and you've got ticket distribution issues on a match day. Like, you shouldn't have to delay any football match simply because the tickets haven't been handed out properly. Mind blown. I basically said it was a shambles. So I got a tweet from this chappie saying, if I catch you anywhere near the Madejski again, it's curtains, kid. Okay, well, this is his profile photo. I am quaking in my boots. I'll just put some of them on the screen, and if you really want to pause the video and just flick through it, you can. Yeah, it's just funny really, isn't it? But anyway, moving on, that was the start of the match. I got in 28 minutes late, so I missed Reading taking the lead. That wasn't the most ideal thing. And then I also missed a quite superb free kick from Ross Barkley, whipping it in from about 25-30 yards into the top corner to equalise for Chelsea. And this is the first thing that I learned today. And I kind of think I learnt it in the game against Barcelona, and even before that, because I feel as though Ross Barkley, there is no doubt in my mind now, particularly after seeing what I did see of him in that first half today, 100% Ross Barkley has got his confidence back. What he struggled with last season was having the confidence to actually play to his ability. He kind of looked uncomfortable in his own body at times on the football pitch last season, Ross Barkley. He stepped up to that free kick today, and even though I wasn't in the stadium, when I watched it back, and obviously I knew he scored by the time I watched it back, he looks confident. He looks like he knows what he's doing. There was no one else over the free kick. It was quite clearly Ross Barkley's to hit, and he delivered. He hits it into the top corner, and for me, Ross Barkley could not have done any more so far in the pre-season minutes that he's got in order to stake a claim for a starting 11 place next season for Chelsea. That leads me into point number 2, and I don't want to sit here and say I told you so, but I told you so. Zappacosta and Kennedy starting on the right-hand side. Some people thought I was a little bit foolish for saying that in my Chelsea versus Reading preview video. They both started, and what happened? Kennedy cuts in from the right on his left foot. He's in the middle, and he hits one into the bottom corner. When I was watching it live, I did think the goalkeeper maybe could have done better, but there's no point being sceptical. Kennedy let fly from outside the box. Chelsea go 2-1 up, and for me, Kennedy's best position is on that right-hand side. If we're talking about the 25-man Premier League squad and only being able to have 17 foreign players in, excluding under-21s, I will be making a video, by the way, giving my 25-man squad, Kennedy, for me, is doing more than enough in order to give himself a chance. Yes, he still makes poor decisions. He's not the finished article, but if he can come in and do that, even though it's against Reading, I'm confident that he could be a great backup for us next season. Kennedy, for me, on that right-hand side, is definitely an option we shouldn't just overlook. Now, obviously, because I missed the first 28 minutes of the match, the majority of the things that I learned from this game were found in the second half. And the first one that I want to talk about, unfortunately, is a little bit of a negative one. It is the marking from set pieces. The Reading goal, we mentioned it in the preview. My friend Jack, who did a little Reading piece in the preview of the game, he said that Morrison, the man that signed for Birmingham, he scored 7 goals last season as a centre-back. He scored today for Reading from a corner, and I completely missed where the defending was from Chelsea. It was awful defending, and there were other times today as well where there was a little bit of suspect decision making from the defence, and I think that as Frank Lampard watches from the sidelines, I think he'll be very impressed with what we saw going forward, but defensively there's definitely some organisational things, particularly from set pieces, that need to be worked on moving forward. We got caught out last season a few times from set pieces, we didn't look strong in those situations, and it came up again today, so that's definitely something that needs to be worked on. The fourth thing, and again, I don't want to make this too negative, but I feel as though I've been very optimistic and very positive throughout the whole of this pre-season, and I even said myself that I wanted to see at some stage or another the two striker combination that we saw in one of the first pre-season matches in Ireland. When I look at the two striker formation that we had in the second half, there were obviously some brilliant second half performances, we'll get onto some of them in a moment, but the link-up play between Tammy Abraham and Michy Batshuayi, individually, they had positives. I think Michy, again, trying to hold up the ball, his touch is a lot better. He was holding up, trying to nudge into the back of Reading defenders. I like to see that. Tammy Abraham as well, dropping deeper in order to get the ball to bring it forward. I like seeing that also, but the link-up play between the two, there's definitely a connection missing between them. Yes, they've only played 45 minutes of football together in the same team in this Chelsea side, but the issue I have with it is, if we're looking at that as a potential option, considering we've not got the easiest start to the season, we've got United away, Liverpool in the Super Cup, Leicester at home, that's not going to be easy either. I don't think there's going to be that many opportunities for Frank to experiment with this two striker if we're not seeing any kind of connection between the two on the pitch. There were times when it did work, and I think there were times when the movement off the ball allowed it to be a positive thing, but when they were trying to look for one another this afternoon, it did look as though they weren't on the same wavelength at all. That being said, I'm still really impressed with them both individually. I just don't know if I'm still confident about the two striker formation. So enough of slightly negative things, let's talk about the boy wonder, Mason Mount. My favourite moment of the entire day today, it wasn't reading the tweets and just laughing to myself in a sarcastic manner. It was when Mason Mount ran over after he'd scored his 2 goals, which won Chelsea the match. Let's not forget that. Mason Mount runs over a couple of times to take the corner. He's got this massive grin on his face as he looks up to the Chelsea fans who are singing his name. They love him. How amazing is that? If you're a boy who's come up from the academy and you're playing in the first team, not only are you playing in the first team, you're the top scorer for your club. In pre-season, he's not just turning up and getting minutes, he is one of the best players in Chelsea's pre-season. He looks up, he's about to take the corner, right in front of the Chelsea fans, and they are singing his name. It was a beautiful moment, and just for him, that could be that just tiny little spark inside of him that he needs to even go on to the next level. And I know it sounds stupid, but psychology plays a massive part in the minds of footballers, and I would love to make a video on this at some point in the future. I could just see how much confidence that breathed into the young lad. And as for his performance, again, being actually in the stadium as opposed to watching it online, I could see how much he was running. He was always trying to get the ball. Again, I said in my preview, I wanted to see him playing over on the left. He did play over on the left for the majority of the second half, but he was coasting into the middle, coasting over to the right, linking up with Azpilicueta. It was a joy to watch him. And he also got 2 goals, which makes him Chelsea's current top scorer in pre-season. It's very, very exciting. And like I said with Ross Barkley, I think he's ready for the first team. Mason Mount is also ready for the first team. So with Hudson-Odoi injured, could we be looking at Mason Mount starting on the left, with Ross Barkley in the middle and Christian Pulisic on the right? It's definitely a tasty idea. Maybe we'll see that in the final 2 pre-season games. The final thing that we learned today, and I think it's something that has particularly been very prevalent within social media and within Chelsea Twitter. There is a lot of optimism and a lot of positivity, but what I saw today from the away fans was amazing. So many new songs. Tammy Abraham's name was being sung. Willian's name was being sung as well, even though he wasn't even in the team. Callum Hudson-Odoi's name was being sang by the Chelsea fans, and Mason Mount's new song as well, linking it into point number 5. Super Frank Lampard was every other chant from Chelsea. He was clapping the fans on the touchline. He came over at the end. Azpilicueta threw in his shirt, Mason Mount threw in his shirt, and a big round of applause from the rest of the players and Frank Lampard as well. The buzz amongst the Chelsea away fans today was incredible. There's been times in the past where Chelsea away fans have been given a bad rep because of individuals who just have acts and moments of stupidity. But there's absolutely no denying, being in that stadium today, there was only one section that the noise was coming from. Sadly, it wasn't the entire south stand. Maybe then I could have actually been in the right end, but it was from a little half of the south stand of the Medeski Stadium. Chelsea were the loudest, and there is some serious excitement from the match-going fans right now, and it is very exciting moving forward. We are 2 weeks away, 13 days away at the time of you guys watching this video, from Manchester United away at Old Trafford on the first weekend of the season. I'm absolutely buzzing for it. This has been the 6 things we learned from Reading 3, Chelsea 4. Another win under our belt. We're yet to play a match at Stamford Bridge. I cannot wait for that game against Leicester. The noise is going to be incredible for Frank Lampard's first Premier League home game in charge. That's the video. As always, admin at the end. If you're not yet subscribed to the channel, be sure to do so. Also, click the bell notification. If for some reason you forget to come back every single day at 5 PM, it will send a little notification through to your phone, and then if you didn't want to miss a video, hopefully that means you won't miss a video. And also, be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed this. This series is going to carry on throughout the season, as well as a load of other new strands on the channel that I'm going to be introducing this week and next week in the build-up to the season. Fantasy football is coming. I'm going to be making a league. Don't you guys worry. A lot of you have been asking. Predictions is coming, and I'm also going to be doing so we're going to do like a little prediction series every week where I ask you guys for your predictions. You send in an 8-second video to an email address that isn't live yet, but this is just exactly what's happening. I'm letting you know now. For 8 seconds, giving your prediction for the match, and then there'll be a league table throughout the season, and I'm going to be giving out prizes every month, and at the end of the season there'll be like a big prize or something. It's going to be free to enter. Don't worry about that. It's just a fun way to get you guys involved on the channel. My voice is going. I've made so many videos this week, and yeah, it's been great. Thank you for all the support. We're nearly at 20k. Make sure you subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'll see you all later. Bye-bye.